Here. I am a pre-postnatal exercise specialist, and I am really excited today. I'm going to be sharing with you 3 safe pregnancy exercises that you can do throughout your entire pregnancy. Now, that said, I also want to remind you and encourage you to always listen to your body, okay? Because our exercises should not hurt our body, right? They are there to help us feel stronger, to help us prepare for the rest of our pregnancy so that we can help to minimize and hopefully not have aches and pains, while also helping to prepare us for birth and our postpartum recovery. So there's such an amazing correlation between staying active during pregnancy and doing the right type of movements the right way and helping us prepare for birth and postpartum recovery. So the first one I want to start with is full body rotations. Now I love this one because during pregnancy, we can tend to get really tight in the front of our hip flexors, right? Because of postural shifts that are taking place during pregnancy. So when you do this one, it's not about getting and like how much rotation you can get. It's about creating space through your body, really feeling like you're trying to grow taller. You want to think about giving your baby just a light little hug. Now make sure when you're activating your core, ladies, we're not drawing belly to spine and like trying to really squeeze really tight, okay? It's actually very light, okay? When we find this light connection of our core, so we want to feel like it's coming from the base of our pelvis, that light pelvic floor connection, and then under our belly. So when we get this connection correctly, yes, your belly will come in a little bit, but the support's coming from underneath. So if you put your hands like underneath your belly a little bit, you take a deep breath, and then we exhale, we lightly zip up from the pelvic floor underneath our belly, and we should feel ourselves growing a little bit taller. And the nice thing about this, it helps to take pressure off of our low back, okay? So this is a very important piece that you always want to make sure you're doing in any exercise that you are doing during pregnancy, okay? So when we do full body rotation, again, the most important thing is we have a light core connection. We are growing tall. We are creating space through our body space, more space around our bones, because it's really easy to get compressed, okay? So we want to lift and grow tall to the top of our head. Now when we do this, I want you to follow me, and I always recommend doing these nice and slow initially because it's a little bit of a coordination thing, but they feel really good. This is a favorite exercise of my prenatal clients that I've worked with for over, almost 20 years I've been doing this. So I want you to, with your left leg, so you're gonna mirror me, and I'm gonna lift my heel first. That is the first piece, ladies. We want to lift so we feel like we're growing tall, and then we're going to spiral around on our toe so our pelvis goes with us, and then we can add our arms. Okay, so our back arm is reaching forward, our left arm is reaching back, and then we come back to the center, growing tall. And let's switch sides. The other leg, so your right leg, you're going to lift, rotate, and we're going to start to reach. Okay, now as your pregnancy progresses, you may notice you have less range of motion. That's okay. So we come back to the center, we grow tall. And we do the opposite again. Lift that back heel, spiral with the hips. Okay, so the movement here, ladies, is coming from our hips, coming from our rib cage. And we're reaching and we're opening. We're trying to grow tall. Now, it's really easy to want to pull back into our back. We want to make sure we're going up and forward with our energy, and then lifting, growing tall. Lift the other leg up and rotate. And then we come back to the center, okay? So those feel so good, but take your time when you're first doing those, and we wanna feel nice connection through the legs, through the core, all the way to the top of the head. It can really help to take that pressure off of the hips. And with round ligament, ladies, something to help is really learning how to connect your core correctly. Okay, so the second exercise, which I'm sure you all do, is squats, okay? So when we do squats, and the reason why I wanted to teach this today, because it's a good combination with the exercise I just taught you, okay? So we're doing squats during pregnancy. Again, we wanna make sure we're lightly connecting all the way up through the top of our body, light core connection. So we wanna feel energy going up as we lower down. It's really easy as we go into a squat, ladies, like to compress and want to round our spine. So we want to stay lifted and tall. Open across the chest. Good feet. And I always love to do these barefoot, especially if you're at home, right? Because you're going to get so much more tactile feedback of your feet. You're going to get better connection of your legs and pelvic floor, okay? So feet are lightly pushing into your mat. We're zipping up lightly. Remember that light core connection I told you? Then we're going to lower down. And let's do some little pulses here. I love pulsing, especially during pregnancy. Okay, so we're making our muscles stronger, we're creating better fascial connection and strength through our entire body. We're just gonna find a range of motion where you You can keep a light core connection. You can feel, yes, your quads working, but I also want you to feel the hamstrings and the glutes, the underside of those legs, because that's really, 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 really important that we keep those muscles connected and strong, okay? Then as we come up, we're connecting, underneath that belly. So I want to show you ladies from the side when we do these. So legs open out and then lengthen up. So as we lower down, I want you to watch what's going on with your pelvis. And this is why I like pulses too, because you can just stay here for a little bit longer. You can start to adjust. Okay, am I starting to tuck my pelvis? We want to avoid that. Or am I dumping into my low back? We want to avoid those two things. So it's like finding this happy middle ground where I can feel my pelvic floor working. I can feel that nice length through the top of my head. And those legs are starting to burn about now, right? Good. And then of course you can do full range as well. But I want to do a combination here. So those are two different moves that you just saw me do. Now I want to combine them for you. Okay, so we go into a squat first, and then you're welcome to do a couple pulses. Good, come on up. Then we're going to rotate. So you're going to lift that heel, you're going to lengthen, rotate, reach, inhale, come back to the center. We lower into a squat. You could do a single one, you could do 2 or 3, come back up, lift this other leg, lift and rotate here. Good, come back to center. We'll show it one more time. I'll just do a single one. Down, lift, up, and rotate. Again, we're not tucking that booty, right? Because you want to get that lift from underneath the hamstrings, underneath the glutes. Lift, rotate. So good to just really get that movement in the hips here. Okay, the third exercise I'm going to show you, ladies, is I'm going to show it with an exercise ball today. If you don't have an exercise ball, I do have another variation that I teach where you do kind of a standing cat-cow, but I do recommend during pregnancy, ladies, get an exercise ball. It's a great, great, great investment to have. Plus, it's great when you have your little one, and if they won't sleep, you can sit and do little bounces with your baby strapped to you or just hanging onto them. Just do light little light bounces. So I did that a lot with my oldest. Okay, so knees are right underneath you. Again, anytime you're on your knees should not hurt, ladies. So if you need to double up your mat, put a towel, do whatever you need to do so your knees are comfortable, okay? Because nothing should ever be painful. I'm a firm believer of that. So I want you growing up nice and tall. And again, if you're saying you're close to your third trimester, you may want to open your knees out a little wider, just to, again, allow more room for your belly, okay? So we are growing up nice and tall, and then I want you to tuck your chin, and you're gonna slowly peel down one vertebrae at a time. Now, notice my hips are staying back. These are not your, typical fitness where you're rolling out and rolling forward. We are working to articulate our spine. Good, and then we want to start to press into the ball, open up across our chest, feel like we've got some support on the underside of our glutes and hammies here. We're giving our baby that nice little hug underneath, and then we're feeling our mid-back really working as we're pressing into the ball, okay? So we're not just holding the stretch, we are creating good fascial tensegrity, good connection through our core and lengthening through our spine, okay? I want you to keep your chest open as long as you can, and then start to tilt that tailbone. So we're lightly tucking our pelvis, we're trying to create more space through our lumbar spine. Zipping up that core, good. Letting your head just relax and come all the way up. Okay, so again, a big purpose of this exercise is to get articulation of your spine, because that's a big reason why so many women during pregnancy get back pain, because we don't have movement in our spine. And I can tell you, the clients I work with and I teach this, they have a lot of mobility in their lower back, even up to the date that they're due. So it is very, very, very possible to keep this articulation. So I need you to go slow through these. Tuck your chin, slowly peel down. Good, and then open up across that chest. Good. Keep your chest open as long as you can. I want you to think pelvic floor, so light connection to the pelvic floor. Then we start to round our spine, and you can start to lightly activate glutes and hamstrings, and then slowly come all the way up. And I'll show one more, really watching that we're not just clenching those glutes, ladies. If you notice your glutes are really wanting to do the work when you roll up, then you're not activating your pelvic floor correctly, okay? So try to think pelvic floor, then a light hamstring glute connection. So let's try that on this last one. Tuck your chin. Peeling out nice and slow. A deep breath out wide, and then exhale, it's pelvic floor. Then we start to round our lower spine and peel up one vertebrae at a time. Very light hamstring glute connection, and we grow tall. Okay, so those are some great exercises you can do throughout every trimester of pregnancy. Again, providing that it feels good for you, we should never have pain or discomfort. And the thing that I love to teach my mamas during pregnancy is that it's all about finding that deep connection, creating space through our body, and just keeping our movement going, but keeping it pain-free. So ladies, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you're looking to learn more or looking to join me inside my prenatal membership, where one of my prenatal coaches and myself, we actually offer group coaching each month. So it's a really great way to get that more personal connection, personal touch, feedback, getting your questions answered, whatever it might be around, even from preparing for pregnancy, during pregnancy, preparing for birth, and then that postpartum recovery. So ladies, you can check it all out at noctafitness.com or send me a message.